So, very good morning to all the delegates who have come from different places, and we welcome you here in this institute, National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, Chandigarh. Today's lecture is on entrepreneurship development, its needs, its philosophy, and why entrepreneurship is needed in the present times in the technical education, that is in your institutions, polytechnics and engineering institutions where you are teaching at present. Through this program, through this lecture, we want to give you a message basically that you start teaching entrepreneurship, you start spreading the culture of entrepreneurship in your institutions back home. When you go from this place, you go with the spark of entrepreneurship which you can pass on, transform to your students. That is what we are interested in, and perhaps you will be learning lot of things from this program. Now, present lecture, if we come to the definition of entrepreneur, who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is one who creates a new business in the face of risk and uncertainty for the purpose of achieving profit and growth by identifying significant opportunities and assembling the necessary resources to capitalize on them. That is, when someone is able to identify some opportunity and then that opportunity he either invest some money and start rendering some service or start producing some products. That is what entrepreneurship is. What it is not restricted to this only, this the person has to take some profit from this activity. So, by selling the products or services which he is producing or rendering to the customers, consumers, from that the person is supposed to earn some profit, and only then that venture will be called a entrepreneurial venture, and that person will be called an entrepreneur, because this person is one who is a innovator, who is a creative person, who takes bit of risk and then takes the help of different agencies, raises the money, just realize what he can contribute himself from his own sources, his savings, etc., raising the funds from the banks, from his relatives, friends, etc., and then starting a unit, a small business unit or small industrial unit in which he manufactures something, and or he can even render some service and sell those services, sell those products for a profit. So, that activity will be called entrepreneurship, and the person who is doing it will be called a entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is one who is able to mobilize the resources, one who is able to mobilize the resources. That is something, some money is with you in the bank, but some people keep it like that only, that remains idle, and they do not take it out and spend it on some resources, and something mobilization activity has to be carried out, and some people are dynamic and they are the entrepreneurs who invest that money in some other sources, and then purchasing those sources, they start producing something, rendering some service, and then selling those. That is what that is why the person is called entrepreneur, and that activity is called entrepreneurship. If we further take a look on entrepreneurship, so entrepreneurship is basically a process. It is not a person, but this is a process. Entrepreneur is a person, whereas entrepreneurship is a process, a activity. Entrepreneurship is a creative activity. This is creative, innovative, something different than other activities, something new. The person entrepreneur does something new, and that activity which he is doing, that is called entrepreneurship. The entrepreneur being an innovator and introduces something new into the economy, a new method of production not yet tested by experience in the branch of manufacture concerned, or it may be a product with which the consumers are not familiar, a new source of raw material or of new market hitherto unexploited, and other similar innovations. This is what is the definition of entrepreneurship given by a famous expert, Joseph Schumpeter. Joseph Schumpeter basically says that entrepreneurship is something not routine, but something beyond routine, something when you start doing something divergent, something lateral, something new thinking as such is given to the idea which comes to you, not the routine idea, but something new. It may be new source of production, or new activity of production, or new idea, or new consumers, customers, your new markets, or way of production may be different. So, all these things will be adding to the innovative activity, the creative activity, and that creativity makes the person unique and an entrepreneur. Otherwise, the same old rut sort of ideas may be coming to everybody's mind, anybody's mind, and there are no much of margins as such, the profit margin may be less. So, he will not be able to earn much from that, and hence the idea may be a stale idea, old idea, and that will not be called more particularly the entrepreneurship activity as such. So, entrepreneurship must be a new activity. If we go a step beyond, then we study the profile of entrepreneur, what entrepreneur is, what characteristics, what traits, what competencies an entrepreneur should have, or generally the people who succeed, they are having this type of competencies or skills within themselves. As I told you, this is something vision, which leads to these competencies, that molds the personality of the person to these activities, to these characteristics, or some activities, some of the characteristics, some of the competencies, traits may be inherent within the person, and like we give the example of Dhirubhai Ambani or Infosys mentor presently, the N.R. Narayanamurthy. So, he was having those traits within him, and only then he could make his unit or make their unit as successful units, and made people to see that how the units succeed or businesses succeed. Similarly, these characteristics sometimes are inherent and sometimes are learned by the entrepreneurs. So, first is listed here is desire for responsibility. The person who takes the responsibility, it is not that you keep on thinking that if I get a job, I will join the job, because I am not getting a job, I have to do something. So, the entrepreneurship I can do, but not like that. Entrepreneurship is not like that. It has to be a passion, a genuine sort of thing which required to be there, and that is to be pursued with a passion. So, responsibility has to be borne by the individual. Second is preference for the moderate risk taking, as everybody is aware that risk taking is the trait which has to be there in the blood of the entrepreneur. Like in Punjab, we talk of the Baniya community. Baniya community means Singlas, Gargs, Jindals. They are the people who are having that business in their blood. If they start something, put their hand on some resource, they can make it mobilize in such a judicious, intelligent way that they start churning money out of it. And that is what the Janoon, the passion which I am talking about, is needed for having an enterprise, entrepreneurial enterprise. Not only this Baniya community, but some of the 6 gentlemen who have gone abroad and started, husband wife gone abroad to Canada, and they started some business ventures there, both working together. One specializes in cooking and other specializes in selling. Both started dhaba sort of thing in Canada, and they made a lot of money. They took all their brothers, sisters, all are settled in Canada and Toronto now. So, this is what the zeal these 6 gentlemen are also having in Punjab. It is not only restricted to this thing particular community as such, but this is in Punjabi culture, Punjabi blood is like that. Even this region, total region we can call it, and Indians as a whole earn this credit, laurel for them that yes, they can do it. They have shown to the world, yes, they can settle anywhere in the world and do. That is Silicon Valley in America, they have shown it, yes, they can do it. The wizard, the computer wizard are Indians who are really intrapreneurial and entrepreneurial in nature, and they have shown it to the world, yes. US economy even once started stumbling, and when these wizards, Indian wizards particularly computer wizards went there, they started contributing, and you see Microsoft or any other main corporations of the world, there are Indians who are contributing a lot, and that is what the culture of entrepreneurial culture is being taken to different countries of the world, not only here in India, but we can see that Indians can do it. Like that only you can also teach to your students that yes, this culture can be spread, this is what is there in the blood. In Punjab, in Haryana, in Himachal Pradesh, in J&K, in these states, people are almost having that Punjabiyat, and that can be spread. I am not speaking here about some regionalism or something, but I am just here to motivate you and give that message that you carry back home, that spark within you, and you go back and start giving this message to the students. And that is, if you can do that, perhaps our message get conveyed to them. Confidence in ability to succeed, that is self-confidence is there. Some even great leaders may not have that confidence, which entrepreneurs are having. That self-confidence has to be cultivated. That is our responsibility, your responsibility in the students, that you cultivate that self-confidence so that they can succeed. Not only entrepreneurship, but in any venture they start, and even if they go for teaching, they are successful, they are innovative teachers, they are creative teachers, different teachers than others. That is with divergent thinking, not only convergent thinking they should carry with, like Edward Bono has also told this thing in his book, The Lateral Thinking. Another is the desire for immediate feedback. People who are entrepreneurial, they are interested in immediate feedback from the customers, from the consumers, from the society, from their brothers, sisters, from the family members, that how I am doing. So, that feedback, habit of getting immediate feedback is necessary for making the improvement or making the business successful better. Another is high level of energy. High level of energy has to be there, because you cannot be passive once you start a business. Or if you think of starting a business, doing something new, different than others, you cannot be passive. You cannot rest then. You have to be active, on your toes all the time. That energy has to be of high level. Future orientation, that is, you see doing serial entrepreneur, that is, you become a serial entrepreneur. You keep on doing different and new things, and just you don't stop. Like the person who is going to just climb Mount Everest, he or she will not rest till they reach on the top, though they may take some stops in between and some rest they will be taking, what they are really destined to reach the peak of the Mount Everest, only then they will stop there. So, that is what future orientation, serial entrepreneurship has to be there, that one after the other activity has to be taken. Skill of organizing, some persons are very well organized and they are having the capability of coordinating and organizing other people also around them. Only then the entrepreneurial activity succeeds if you are able to manage the resources, mobilize the resources. Resources are not only money, It is also men, machines, money and material. It is also the time, minutes, which is might be the fifth one. 4 M's of management are men, money, machines, materials, and fifth is the time, that is we call it minutes, again by a letter M we pronounce it. And then the sixth is MIS, management information systems. That is also a resource. Unless you are having information or this energy and management technique to handle the information, you won't be able to have a better MIS. And for any enterprise to succeed or for any individual to succeed, they should be able to manage the information in a better way. If you are to manage a business better, try and learn to manage the information in a better way. Right type of information, right kind of information, right quantity of information, and at the right time and right place you have to get, only then you are able to manage a business well. Value of achievement over the money. Though the hunger is money, that is they are hungry, just like a hungry person keep on searching for food. Entrepreneur is hungry for money, you know, that hunger in the valley is always there, and that produces that passion, that produces that goal, that punch comes. When person is hungry, he keeps on searching, he cannot rest. Person whose belly is full, he'll keep on resting, but the person who is hungry, that hunger for money, I have to earn more and more and earn for the society as such, like Dhirubhai Ambani used to say that, why you want to have more and more money? He said, I want to distribute to the people, I want to give it to my employees, I want to give it to my society, to my Indians, to the world as a whole. I want to distribute money, that's why I want to earn, otherwise I need 4 rotis, that's all, or 2 chapatis, that's all. I don't need much, but still I am working day and night. Even if when he was on the deathbed, he used to talk about business. These are the new ventures. He used to teach his sons that these are the new ventures which you should start and take care of. He was admitted deathbed, and at that time also he just left a property from nothing to 1 lakh crore rupees, a Reliance empire which got registered and listed in Fortune 500 companies of the world. So that was the spirit behind entrepreneurship, and that hunger for money and hunger for achievement over the money. Money is not the only thing, but they want that achievement, but money is also needed to be there, because you cannot do charity without money. You cannot do even charity or good to others. For that you need money, and money has to be earned. Some other characteristics may be high degree of commitment. People who take the order comes to them, they are quality conscious, they are concerned for their employees, they are concerned for providing those goods well in time, or order is to be supplied, goods are to be supplied at the right time. Otherwise, biggest corporations of the world like IBM and others also fail to just honor their promises that we will be supplying you by this date, and then they make some excuse that I couldn't come. Their salesman will say that I couldn't come due to this because rain was there, so I couldn't come to you, but I'll supply it tomorrow or day after. Like that tailor master which used to make lot of excuses to us, you know, that you come tomorrow, I was sick or something. So like that there may be some excuses made by some people. They will not be very successful entrepreneur. One who makes his commitment or keeps his promises, small promises, he will be or she will be the better entrepreneur. So that commitment has to be there. Tolerance for ambiguity, that is, ambiguity will be there. This is part of the life. Everybody has the ambiguity, you know. There is a lot of confusion in life, lot of problems are coming, and they are to be solved. For that you have to struggle. If you don't struggle, you won't be able to succeed, you know. So daily you are struggling, new things are coming, new problems are coming, and they are not, solutions are not there, like the routine rut of things. So it is, everything is new challenges are coming, and you have to cope up with those challenges, meet those challenges, do something new. Flexibility has to be the another characteristic which has to be exercised by the entrepreneurs for becoming successful entrepreneurs. Tenacity, tenacity, they cannot leave the thing unresolved, unsolved, you know. They have to have that passion, that thing, that punch, that he'll keep on or she'll keep on going, like Kiran Majumdar Shah. She never stopped in between and established that biggest or very renowned corporation of the world, the Biocon company, which she established, and she is renowned all over the world. So these are some of the characteristics. If we come to the benefits of entrepreneurship, why we should go for entrepreneurship, what purpose it serves, why an individual should go for entrepreneurship, or why you should motivate, or students ask the question, when Oracle is giving 50,000 rupees, Microsoft is giving 50,000 rupees to 1 lakh rupees to a BTech student, why they should go for entrepreneurship? This is something struggle. Again, there is risk that whether it will succeed or not. So why they should go for it, and those benefits are listed for that purpose only, to answer that queries of the students when they ask few questions from the teachers. You teacher, trainer and motivators of the students in your colleges, you can answer these by telling some of the things like this: opportunities to create your own destiny. Entrepreneurship, why they should take up entrepreneurship? Because they can create their own destiny, something new, something different, something their name, they can write name on the annals of the history, and they are renowned for that. If they become a general नौकर, किसी का नौकर बनता है, अगर if you become employee तो नौकर ही है. So they have the opportunity, and they should go for entrepreneurship to create their own destiny, write their own history on the annals of history. Their own epitaph has to be written by them. Opportunity to make a difference, even small difference you make in this world, that is renowned, that is known, because that should be, but that enterprise or that thing must be different than others. And small contribution which we are making, every one of us are making a contribution. We are not idle people. Everybody is making contribution, but we have to make something different, something new, and on a continuous basis. That difference, small difference, is on a continuous basis. That is just like Kaizen, which Japanese call it. Kaizen means continuous improvement has to be there, and that is required to be there in the entrepreneur, and that benefit comes when you set up your own enterprise, because you can make it successful. Small efforts, you keep on decorating it and keep on nurturing it, like the child which you which is born to you, or to your sister or brother, or your small brother as such. You want to rear him up as a parent or as a elderly person. How we want that this person, this child should grow into a very healthy child, you know, and that will be our success. Success is like that only. That is, you plant a tree or you rear up a good child and produce a gentleman which is a good citizen of the country. That becomes a achievement, a success. That is what success is defined. Similarly, success in entrepreneurship is also possible if we make on or keep on making some small differences. Opportunity to reach your full potential. Another benefit is that you can tell the students that you have the opportunity to reach your full potential. Otherwise, your energy doesn't get used. You know, there is a lot of unfathomable energy within a person, within a student, within young people. Then that's why they make a lot of other things in the world, and sometimes those things are notorious, sometimes those things are harmful to the society. They become extremist and other things because their energy is not channelized. And whose responsibility is that? It is our responsibility as a teacher. We are to create the characters among the students, and we are to make them good citizens, and we are to make them entrepreneurs finally. Everyone cannot become entrepreneur. This is not everybody's cup of tea, but they can be made entrepreneurial at least. That is, they start doing something innovative, start thinking differently and something new, something different, and that potential has to be utilized. Otherwise, that will remain idle. You know, brain is not utilized to 10 to 15% of its capacity, as it is said all over the world, not only here in India. but we do not need it for doing routine things. 10 to 15% of our brain's potential. Einstein used to do it up to 40%, and people used to worship Einstein for his theory of relativity today also. So, and put his photograph before them all the time that he was the greatest scientist of the world. Similarly, those people who are with you as students, they have the potential, they have lot of energy, unfathomable energy. You are to channelize that energy, and that is what your goal should be in education, imparting technical education and making them entrepreneurial is something which is required. Another is opportunity to reap impressive profits. You can earn money. After all, one of the aim of life is also to earn money along with values and other things, because you cannot live by values alone. You cannot live by goals alone. You have to earn money, and for that profit is not a dirty word. Previously it used to be a dirty word, but now it is not a dirty word. People have to have profits. If you want to do some activity, hard work, you must get profit, get paid for the activity which you are carrying forward. Another benefit is opportunity to contribute to the society and be recognized for your efforts. So, opportunity to contribute to the society. After all, we have taken birth on this world and we should contribute something. We should keep on contributing to the benefit of the society. We have to uplift the standard of society. Otherwise, that same digital gap will be there between the rural and the urban, and that will keep on widening unless panchayats and others, they get empowered, and people, rural people get empowered. Something is done in the rural areas. Some of the students who are coming from the rural areas, or majority might be coming from the rural area, they are to be empowered, and if they start their businesses, perhaps they can benefit the rural society. Otherwise, that digital gap will keep on growing, and our country will be just lopsided development. It may be leech effect will be there, that everything which is produced, that will be siphoned off to the urban areas, or few people in the country will be reaping the benefit of that. Those will turn into monopolies. So, it is better that to have this money distributed equally well amongst the society as a whole. You cannot keep it concentrated, the money concentrated in few hands of the society or few people in the society, but that should be distributed, and for distributing that money amongst the masses, monopolies have to be broken, and that must go to all the people who are coming from the rural areas. If they start their units in the rural areas, they can benefit the rural people, they will get employment to the rural people, and that digital divide can be mitigated to a certain extent. The other one is opportunity to do what you enjoy and have fun at it. So, this is an opportunity, this is something which gives you an opportunity to do something different than others, and then enjoy it, enjoy the work you have done, because you can say that that sense of achievement comes to you, that I did it, this is my work, this is my industry, this is my factory, this is my unit. And the student comes and to the teacher and tells that, sir or madam, please come over to my factory sometime, or bring your students also to my factory sometime, let them see it, and it is all due to you, because you taught me all these things. That is what the credit which the person gives to you under the Guru Shishya Parampara, that you enjoy that. But there are some drawbacks also for starting a venture, industrial venture or small business. What are the potential drawbacks? We should discuss those also with our students, that there are some drawbacks also, but of course you can overcome these drawbacks. Benefits are much more than what the drawbacks are. First is uncertainty of income. There may not be much of income, or even negative income, no income at all in the initial years. There are a lot of teething troubles, lot of problems, and the potential problems which you see, the future problems which you see in the beginning, and some people leave the business there only. So, it is better not to leave it, when you are very near to the success, you leave it, then you do not get anything. When you are very near to success, you leave it, then you do not get anything. So, it is not to be left, consistency has to be there, some patience has to be there, and that is the major characteristic which is to be developed among the students who want to become entrepreneurs. A risk of losing your entire investment is also there, that you may lose all the money which you put in. If you are not careful, you may lose all the money which you have put in, and that is the biggest risk. Your parental savings may go into that, or your own savings or your own loans, etc. you have taken, that may get dumped into the business, and that may not produce anything. What there are again, if one opportunity is closed, there are several other opportunities get opened, and because opportunity keep on knocking at the door of the people, or keeping on knocking at the head of the person, that though these are the opportunity lost, but these are the opportunities coming in. So, go for these, and a person who is a dynamic person, who has entrepreneurial zeal within the person, spirit within that person, the person will look for the new opportunity, go for the new, because by that failure he has learned, she has learned, and that experience teaches, and that experience will make him success. Long hours and hard work, you cannot just go for 9 to 5 business. As you go in the offices, you just do somebody's job, and you come at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and just go home at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and that's all. You come next day again, and at 10 o'clock you start, and 5 o'clock you are off, or 4 o'clock you are off. But in your own enterprise, you have to put in extra hours, you might be there for whole of the night sometimes, and for that you have to sacrifice other benefits, other opportunities, other things, or other facilities, conveniences of life for your business. Business has to be reared just like your child, long hours of work and hard work has to be consistent. You have to become a hard working fellow, and ready to put in long hours. Low quality of life until the business gets established. So, unless the business is established, you have to have some lower quality of living standards. High level of stress will be there. There will be a lot of tensions, because lot of things are to be done tomorrow, and for that it will create tensions in your mind. Complete responsibility, it is your responsibility. You cannot blame others that somebody told, and only then I put my money into my business, and you told me, and that is why you cannot blame your wife or your husband or your parents or your brothers, sisters, or your friends that you told me, and that blame culture have to be forgotten. If you are to want to become an entrepreneur, motivate your students for entrepreneurs, they should not have that blame culture within their mind. And stress has to be managed, stress will be there, and that with that stress only you can work more and more, better and better, because that stress makes a person more successful. Some sort of stress is always needed to become a person or make a person successful. Complete responsibility, as it is, we have already talked about it, that responsibility is yours. It is, you are accountable for the money which you have put in. You are responsible. It is all you are to report it. It is not somebody else. You can put the things on the other's head. Then the final one is discouragement. You will be continuously getting discouraged, in the initial years, unless it gets established that don't do this, don't do that. Some people will also discourage you. Your parents will also discourage you that don't venture into it. What is the force behind entrepreneurship? How Entrepreneurship is flourishing still. There are so many odds, so many problems on the way of entrepreneurs, but they are still becoming successful, and so many entrepreneurs are coming up. Entrepreneurs are heroes. Entrepreneurs like Narayana Murthy, like Dhirubhai Ambani, like Wipro chairman Azim Premji, they are the heroes. Like Microsoft chairman Bill Gates, they are the heroes. They have maximum money with them. Entrepreneurial education, that also helps in making people entrepreneurs. They keep on forcing. When you are giving better education, better motivation, better training to your students, they feel like becoming entrepreneurs. When you keep on telling them time and again you become entrepreneur, they become entrepreneurs. Some of them at least become entrepreneurs. Demographic and economic factors are also helpful, because people have suffered a lot of poverty and they want see some riches in life, and everybody want to succeed, and success is measured by the money which they get, and hence everybody wants to come out of those demographic profiles which they were having or their parents were having. Their parents may not be entrepreneurs, but they want to become entrepreneurs. So that economic factor is also there, that you can get better money. You don't know that how much money you will be able to get from the entrepreneurship, but that is definitely more than if you go for service, because in service the money or the resources or means are limited, that this is what you are going to get on first of the month, and this is how it is going to be spent. But in entrepreneurship there is no limit what you get and how much you earn. Shift to a service economy, because many economies of the world, like you take the example of America or Japan or even India, this major chunk of the GDP is coming from the service sector. Service sector is growing very fast, like software development industry, or you take this telecommunication, media, entertainment, other things like that, they are growing very fast, and banking, they are the major sectors which are earning for the economies. Even America's economy may be having 70% contribution from the service sector. Japanese economy is also like that, only 60 to 65, 70% is coming from the service sector only. In India also it is about 50% is coming from the service sector. So service sector is growing very fast, and there are many opportunities in the service sector, and that's why there is a attractiveness in entrepreneurship. Yes, we can do something. If people are doing, why I cannot do? Life insurance and other things in which there are potential. Technological advances are also alluring the gentleman to go for, particularly the technologists. They think of doing something innovative, something wonderful jobs in technology, innovative things. So technological advances are also becoming or working as a force behind the growth of entrepreneurship. Independent lifestyle, everybody wants independent lifestyle ultimately, and they want recognition, they want self-respect, they want that comes through the money only, and once you start enterprise you get the recognition, you get the money, you get everything different than others, and the lifestyle may be better than others, living standards will be better than others if you are a successful entrepreneur. E-commerce and World Wide Web is also promoting this entrepreneurship, and this is also becoming a force to push entrepreneurship, because marketing is not very difficult. E-commerce or e-marketing is there. World Wide Web is giving you stories of entrepreneurship, principles of entrepreneurship, who are successful, which organization succeeded, and there are histories of different people, which women are entrepreneurs in India or world over, and which giants have succeeded, who are the technologist people and who have succeeded, who were the other people, who were the previous entrepreneurs. So all those histories are there in the World Web. Latest information is available about doing business on the web. International opportunities may be the another force which is promoting entrepreneurship, which is motivating students and others, youth, to go for entrepreneurship. So international opportunities are so many which are coming up, and you can export the things to the different countries of the world. There is so many things which are in demand. If we go to the cultural diversity of entrepreneurship, then we see different types of entrepreneurs who are there in the world these days coming up. Like young entrepreneurs, of course, your all students are young and they can go for it, they have the energy, they can start their businesses. Women entrepreneurs is an area which is coming up very fast. So many women, exemplary women have come up and succeeded like entrepreneurs. Minority entrepreneurs are there, like Sanaz Hussain is there. Immigrant entrepreneurs are there. Some people go to other countries of the world and they become entrepreneurs there. Like I was quoting your example of some people who have, Punjabi particularly, who have gone to the Canada or some other countries of the world. They started some traditional businesses, Indian businesses, and they succeeded like success. Part-time entrepreneurs can also be there. That is, some people like Karsan Bhai Patel, he used to serve in the government, Nirma manufacturer, the person who started Nirma washing powder. He was manufacturing Nirma in his back courtyard, in the back of his house, where he used to manufacture it, put it in the packets and put it on his bicycle and used to sell to some people, and thereafter the Nirma became a very famous brand. And it is more than 1000 crores of business today, running very successfully, and so many other institutions like Nirma University in Gandhinagar is there, has been established by the same person, Karsan Bhai Patel. Home-based businesses can also be there, because so many examples are there in India that home-based business like Ludhiana or Aligarh or Meerut and other places in the country where the cluster of businesses, hosiery businesses, particularly in Ludhiana, is there. So many people are doing a lot of business from their homes. Co-preneurs are the people who are the couples. Co-preneurs are the couples, couple entrepreneurs. Husband and wife doing jointly the business, and both are contributing from the area of their specialization. One is doing marketing, other is doing production and doing wonderful job. One is looking after finance and other is doing the marketing and production, and they are very, very successful. Not only here but all over the world, some of the couples are doing remarkable job as successful entrepreneurs, and they are called co-preneurs. Corporate castoffs, some people who get casted off from their organizations because they are growing so big that they start casting off some of the people. They go out and start their businesses, and like Infosys technology encourages people that you go out and you start a business, we'll support, we'll purchase your materials. You become a vendor to Infosys technology, and people become a vendor to the big corporations, and they are encouraged by those corporations. Corporate dropouts are also there. Sometimes when downsizing is there in an enterprise, in a big corporation, they drop out some people, lay off some people, retrench some people. So those people, when they start the businesses, they are also very successful. Social entrepreneurs, this is a word which is coined these days only, like our old example, like Vinoba Bhave was a social entrepreneur. Then they were doing something for the society but different than others, and they contribute a lot towards that this thing. And so many people are doing this social work but in a different way, like entrepreneurial way. They may not be earning a lot of profits, but they are doing wonderful contribution to the society. How you can transform your great business idea into reality? Some tips are there, only 3 are there rather. Put your vision down on paper. We all have to think in those lines that we should have a vision and put that vision on the paper. that what I am thinking about, what I want to become, what I want to run, whether I want to go for a business or I want to become a good teacher or I want to become a good administrator, what I want to be. So, that vision has to be put on the paper, and that perhaps maybe got framed and put in your room before you, that this is my vision as such, and I want to make it success, and that requires the passion then, and make that success. Otherwise, if you don't know the vision, vision is changing, and so put your vision on the paper, test it to see if it really is a good idea. So, your ideas may be worth of nothing, and some ideas may be crores of rupees they are carrying, or billions of rupees may be there, billions of dollars may be there within an idea. Ideas might be of a trillion, billions of rupees idea. So, those ideas keep on coming to everyone. So, those ideas are to be noted down, and you are to see within that vision whether that idea is a great idea or a small idea, and how that idea can be put into practice. And third is, decide how serious you are about pursuing your idea and turning it into a business venture. So, successful business venture has to be put on that idea, and how serious you are, whether you are really interested to set up an enterprise or you are just half-hearted effort you want to make for this. So, if you are half-heartedly you want to go for it, you will not succeed, and hence do not try, because you will leave example for others to follow and they will be discouraged, and your parents, you as a parents will be telling to your sons and daughters that you don't go for it, because I just burnt my fingers, or those persons have burnt their fingers, they lost their money in that, in their businesses. Such and such person from such and such person who has all put his retirement business, also his father, into the business and lost all money. So, you have to have your own vision, own passion, own idea, evaluating that idea and putting that idea into the business, into the enterprise. 10 deadly mistakes of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs make some mistakes. It may be unintentionally, sometimes they make it. Management mistakes, of course, maybe the more known mistakes might be management mistakes. There may be marketing management, financial management mistakes. They might be taking out the money and purchasing motorcycles and other cars, etc. from the business. Business had to be treated as a different entity. It is not your own property as such. This is something just like a child, another man as such you have created, and that person, that business has to be reared up as a person, as a new child. Lack of experience. Sometimes you don't have experience, so it is better to have 1 year, 2 years experience, work with someone, which business you want to understand the business. Don't start a business which you don't know at all. Poor financial control makes most of the businesses sick in India, rather all over the world this happens, that if financial control is not proper, like dragging out or siphoning off some of the money from the business to your own purposes, like Satyam Computers did it, and they siphoned off the money and made their unit to die or become a bankrupt. Weak marketing efforts again is one of the drawbacks or deadly disease. If you don't make effort to sell, after all you are not manufacturing the things to store it, you cannot keep it, you have to keep on moving, things are to be mobilized. Basic purpose of entrepreneurship is to mobilize the things, the resources. Failure to develop a strategic plan. If you cannot think strategically, don't start an entrepreneurship venture. You have to think judiciously, strategically. Strategic thinking has to be there. That is, you are to make 2 + 2 = 4. That is, synergy has to be used. You have to become a synergistic man. You have to learn the 7 habits of highly effective people, and such like things are required to be there for becoming a strategic man, strategic businessman or strategic businesswoman. Uncontrolled growth of the business or certain activities, if they become uncontrolled, then naturally you lose the money. If you don't pay attention to your business, you lose the business. Or location. Sometimes you think that I'll just sit in my home only and there only I'll do the business. I can communicate only on telephone. I can't go out. Telephone is very good tool. You can use it as a and capitalize on that, but you have to move out and meet people and take orders and convince people, communicate with the people, feel concerned of the society, all these things. So, poor location has to be, if a hosiery unit is to be set up, that should be in Ludhiana or some industrial place where it is a government allocated industrial place where all facilities are there. Otherwise, everything is to be borne from or taken from different places, and it is difficult to carry and transport those things to that place, to that location. Improper inventory control. If you keep on storing inventory or inventory is not moving fast from your godowns, and again you are stuck up. Incorrect pricing. Pricing has to be correct, that how much you should price, and that trick of trade of pricing has to be learnt. Inability to take entrepreneurial transition. That is, you have to make the business move, transition. It has to transition. It cannot be a static business as such. It has to be always moving business. The business are always moving things. It is not you are just aiming at a flying bird in the businesses. It is not a one destined line of control or race. Like the race, you run the race or sprint, you have a line where you are to reach. That is, such like things may not be there. There is no visible line of limit as such for the business. So, you have to make it transition from small venture into a higher venture, into a bigger venture. How to avoid pitfalls? There are some pitfalls, and how you can tackle those pitfalls. Know your business in depth. Whatsoever you start, you understand it, and you know each and everything thoroughly well, that this is what my business is, this is how my market is, where I sell, this is my product is, these are the benefits of my products, these are the innovations I can do on my product. So, unless you know all these things, who are your people working, who are your confident people working with you, that is how much money you need, how much money you are already having in business. Another is develop a solid business plan. Solid business plan has to be there. You cannot keep the loopholes in that plan. All the loopholes are to be plugged in your business plan, that from where the money will come, how much it will be, and where it will go, and how I will be earning the profit. That is, working capital cycle has to be completed from the raw material to goods, goods to cash, and again it comes back to the business. So, that cycle has to be completed. How much money you want to put in the circulation. Manage financial resources. So, financial resources is something, the main gist of any business is the financial resources and their management. Understanding the financial statements. So, you should understand what is profit and loss, what is balance sheet, what is income statement, what is cash flow analysis. Some of the things should be, some of such statements have to be understood. What is trial balance, what is ledger, what is journal, all these accounting books have to be seen, and how you are to make the entry, what is double entry system, all these things. Learn to manage people effectively. The basic thing is to manage the people, managing the men, and everything you get done from the people and through the people. So, they are to be managed well. Keep in tune with yourself. You should be in harmony with yourself. You cannot just get frustrated, and otherwise your business will suffer a jolt due to that. Here is a case of Sam Walton. Sam Walton is the person who lived about 74 years in USA, and he established his business there. The Wal-Mart, which Wal-Mart is the establishment, or innovated the business, retail business, and Wal-Mart is all over the world now, and with his vision, with his values, with his identification, heroic proportions which he was having, all these things within his personality, he could rival all his competitors and made it #1 business in the world, retail business in the world. So, such like spirit, like Microsoft by Bill Gates have been established, like I was giving the example of Dhirubhai Ambani and Infosys chairman. What is business dedication was so unique that they cannot or could not be duplicated by another firm. When asked some questions, Mr. Sam came up with his 10 rules to follow, rules that worked for him. If you follow these rules, can you be the next Sam Walton? There are some rules. When people ask him that what are the success characteristics or what tips you give for success of a business, then he has put some rules. There are 10 rules. They run like this: commit your business and believe in it. So, you have to commit to your business and believe in it. Yes, it will be success one day. Number 2 is share your profit with your partners and employees, like Dhirubhai Ambani or Narayana Murthy is doing in India. Rule 3, motivate your partners, challenge them and keep score, that how much challenge you should throw to your competitors, your partners, and what challenges, and how to you keep a score, that how many times you won. Rule 4, communicate everything, that is, have a transparency. Tell to others, tell to your partners, tell to your family members. Rule 5, appreciate your associates with well chosen words. You have to appreciate your colleagues, your employees, your people who are working for you, and with very chosen words, that yes, you are doing a wonderful job, keep it up. So, you have to choose the words very carefully for motivating your own people. Rule 6, celebrate your successes. Your successes, small successes are to be celebrated. If you achieve, if your paper get published, you just celebrate that. Throw away party to your friends, they should know it, that this is your achievement, you did it, and some such like things. If entrepreneur gets in his business, and he should celebrate it. That is what the lesson Walton gives. Rule 7, listen to everyone and gets them talking. So, good listener, you have to become a good listener. Good listening habit has to be created, and get the people also, your people, talking, that they should talk to you. They should not remain silent or just keep themselves to themselves only. They should talk, discuss. Rule 8 is exceed your customers' expectations. What you are providing, provide something better next time. Provide in your class better lecture, in your lecture provide something better, something new, something different than others, or yesterday you provided something which was there, now you add to that something. That is what Kaizen, you continuously improving. Rule 9, control your expenses. Your expenses are to be controlled, otherwise your business cannot run beautifully well. Rule 10, break all the rules. That is, you can break all the rules because you are an independent person. You are not in the government service or employee to someone. You should break all the rules, and that is what he has told. Walton has told this very clearly, that you can break all the rules for going for your business. Swim upstream. You have to do that rafting and other things, and swimming upstream rather than going down, that is easy for you, and you can go down by the stream of the water or push of the water. You have to go upstream, and that will require your skills. Go the other way, that is upstream or other way which people are going, and that is what the blue ocean strategy is. That is, you have to be out of the red ocean, otherwise you are in the red ocean. You have to go into the blue ocean by innovating, doing something new, different than others, because there is no competition in that, and you are in the blue ocean strategy. That is what the name of the course given from that only, the book which is written by 2 persons and very famous in the world, and people are using it for entrepreneurship, that how some of the businesses got success because they went into the blue ocean strategies, into the blue oceans rather than from the bloody competition, remaining in the bloody competition or blood like water. They went to the blue waters and made themselves more success. So go the other way as other people are doing. So with these words, the lecture is complete. Now I would invite you to have some questions. You can discuss, we can discuss it. So if you have some questions, you can ask me.
So please explain the term social entrepreneurs.
Social entrepreneur is just like doing something for the betterment of the society as such, and it is something new way you can innovate for that. Like so many people are going to PGI for helping the patients, or there are people who have come with them, you know, with every patient there are some 5-6 people coming from the villages, and those people are requiring at least food is needed, clothes are needed, some people are very poor as such, and anybody can enter in PGI like hospital. So for that you are doing something but in a different way than others are doing. So that is social entrepreneurship for the benefit of society when you are doing something entrepreneurial.
That means in social entrepreneurship, the profitability is not the
Profitability is not the only aim, it is more just oriented towards the benefit of the society, benefiting the poorer, benefiting the other who are needy really, they need something. Like you start working for people who are physically challenged, those who are not having, some people who are handicapped as such, you work for them, you work for the blind, for the deaf and dumb children, for the mentally retarded people, you give some services, and you start old age homes, start serving there. So that is what social entrepreneurship. And there also you do it differently. Yes.
What is the difference between social worker and social entrepreneur?
Social worker is a worker, is a one person who is working with a social entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is the boss and he is the subordinate, you know. So like we call talk of the every person is an economy worker these days, or a knowledge worker these days. In every economy is growing into a knowledge economy. India has grown into a knowledge economy. Knowledge entrepreneurship is there. So like KPO business is there. Knowledge process outsourcing to USA and other countries of the world who can spend. We can process for them the knowledge, information, data, and process that. It may be research methodology, it may be law, it may be medicines, it may be engineering. We process it and pass on to those people, and they are able to spend money on us, and they get it sitting at home, and that is what medical transcription and other things are being done. So this one is social entrepreneur, other is social worker. So a person may be knowledge worker or he may be knowledge entrepreneur. Like if you are running a knowledge enterprise as such, then you might be employing so many advocates, so many engineers, so many doctors. So like that, you are in the business of knowledge process outsourcing. So it is your enterprise is knowledge enterprise. So social enterprise is also like that only, that you can employ people, what for the major aim is to benefit the society first, and then some profit will be coming to you, which will be again spent on the society for the benefits of the society or the people whom you are targeting at.
Sir, but when we say entrepreneurs, they can be in product industry as well as in manufacturing industry as well as in service sector also.
Yes.
So when we say service sector, then the examples you have quoted under social entrepreneurs, they are almost similar. They are providing service to people only. And how they are different from those service entrepreneurs?
Services are different, you know. Services, some services are providing you a lot of profits, you know, like financial sector is there.
So like consultancy.
Like consultancy, you are offering, you are using your knowledge and giving consultancy to different corporations.
Ultimately, that is for the benefit of society only. You
That
are
is for the
helping
benefit,
people.
but you are having an enterprise. You are a consultant to different people, and for that your main aim of your business is to have money, have profits, not the social benefit only. Benefit of course will occur in every business. Microsoft is doing business, but they are in for the profit. But many benefits are occurring due to Microsoft, or Narayana Murthy's enterprise like Infosys is giving a lot of benefits to the society. They are making their enterprise stronger and stronger. Azim Premji through his Wipro are just rendering a lot of services, but along with that they are earning profits also. They are in business. They are in business, but social entrepreneur is not really in business, but that is enterprise. Like Mother Teresa was doing the things, but she was also earning out of that, but that was being put in the charity, employing people, employing other sisters, and running the house, expanding their social enterprise.
Teach India Teach.
Teach India
Teach. That is the foundation, and they employed many persons to teach throughout in a different way.
Yeah, so that is also a social enterprise. Some people have started it and took the initiative.
So can we call an NGO social entrepreneurship?
Yeah, NGO, mostly NGOs are social entrepreneurs basically. Some person is behind that, but NGO is a trust sort of thing where so many people, one president is there, other secretary is there, treasurer is there, and some members are there, like the registered society. So that NGO is a non-profit organization, non-government organization, but not, some organizations are not for profit. So they clearly say not for profit organization.
So what is corporate castoffs?
Corporate castoffs means when some chips, get casted off from the, something is rotating, some chips are going out. Like you do, suppose something is running and some sparking is taking place, or some activity is going on the rotating disk, something is going out of that, some pieces, small chips are going out, and that those chips when get established somewhere, that is, those people who go like chips from the bigger corporations, they become established entrepreneurs. Like that, what was the name of that golfer, at Woods? Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was a boy who was making people play. He was a person who was making them play, and later on he learned the trick of the trades and became #1 golfer of the world. And so the chip which came out of the golf, that he became, Tiger Woods becomes #1 player of the world. So like that, some people get off from the main businesses by accidents or by some process by which some people are churned out of the business. They start businesses, they are very successful. Some of them, not all, but some of them will be very successful, and that is
We can call
corporate
accidental entrepreneurship.
accidental entrepreneurship.
So
Also.
that is the
He has
outcome
coined a
of
very
outsourcing
good term for
and
that.
downsizing.
Yeah.
So that is the outcome of downsizing and
That is
Yeah,
same
sometimes
dropouts.
downsizing, but for downsizing we have used another term here, that is
Dropouts.
corporate dropouts. That those who are retrenched, dropped out because you want to downsize your business. Some people you don't need, and you ask them that you take a voluntary retirement like the banks did a few years back. They started a scheme of voluntary retirement, and they gave the benefits, and those people have also started, some of them, some businesses by that money which was, they got a lot of money from that VRS scheme of the banks. So any other questions you want to ask? Or we finish it here only. So thank you very much for really listening to it and asking a few questions also at the end. So we had perhaps we had a nice interaction now. So I really thank you very much for all this patience with which you listen to this lecture of mine on entrepreneurship. Thank you very much.